HCAM News is supported by our viewers and by Webster First Federal Credit Union, providing financial products with attentive customer service to the local families and businesses of Hopkinton. Visit us at websterfirst.com.
And by Golden Pond Assisted Living, honoring resident choice, dignity, and independence. Our health and wellness focus keeps residents active. Golden Pond, state-of-the-art senior housing and healthcare services.
Hello and welcome to HCAM News. Tom Nappy at the anchor desk to keep you up to date with what's happening in Hopkinton. On this edition of HCAM News, Marty's Liquors and Fine Wines cut the ribbon at their grand opening ceremony. A well-known professional photographer talked with high school students at the Center for the Arts. We have the latest in Hiller sports, and owner of Angels Garden Center, Jeff Doherty, has a gardening tip for you with his new segment, Tips from Angels. But first, here are some happenings in Hopkinton you should know about. The Michael Is Now Respite Center is hosting their 19th annual 5K on Saturday, October 15th. Ricardo Barazza stopped by the HCAM studios to talk about the event.
So the Respite Center is a center for adults and children with disabilities. It's a day program located right in the heart of Hopkinton, and it services over 80 families throughout the state of Massachusetts. Michael's Run is a race that was started in 1999, I believe, by founder Sharon Lisnow in honor of her son, who the Respite Center is also named after, Michael, hence Michael's Run. In order to kind of raise awareness, disability awareness, and a day to just kind of honor Michael. So we've got some awesome activities going on this year, some pumpkin painting, face painting, live DJ, and of course some lawn games such as cornhole or frisbee toss and things like that. Anybody can register for the 5K. If you're under 18 though, you will have to have a parent's signature or guardian signature. And other than that, anybody, any ability, and any level are all welcome to join. The easiest place to sign up would be online if you just go to www.hopkintonrespite.com and just follow the links for registering for Michael's Run. Donation tables are set up on the Common on the day of the race, so even if you just wanted to come and grab a burger and a soda or a hot dog, you can just come and hang out and you don't necessarily have to run. It's a great day, it's a fun-filled event, and we're just trying to make it as much of a community event as possible, so I highly recommend and encourage anybody to come check it out.
On a beautiful Saturday afternoon, over 300 Massachusetts state police officers biked across the state, including coming through Hopkinton. The event called Ride to Remember took place for the fourth year in a row to honor police officers killed in the line of duty. The 106-mile bike ride starts in Springfield and ends in Boston. The Ride to Remember started as a tribute to Springfield police officer Kevin Ambrose, who was killed in the line of duty in 2012. Since then, it has expanded to include other fallen officers in Western Massachusetts and around the state. Springfield Police Sergeant John Delaney is the principal organizer of the event, and he told MassLive.com that this year's Ride to Remember is a tribute to Massachusetts State Trooper Thomas Clardy, who was killed March 16th when a speeding vehicle crashed into his stopped cruiser on the Mass Pike, and Auburn police officer Ronald Torrentino Jr., who was shot to death on May 22nd during a traffic stop. Right now, you're looking at a glimpse of the Ride to Remember going through Hopkinton over on Proctor Street. This past week, Marty's cut the ribbon at their grand opening ceremony. The store, specializing in fine wines and other adult beverages, as well as gourmet foods, is housed at the former Colella's with CVS Pharmacy.
Hi, how are you?
How about some wine? It's the perfect time of day. It is.
Marty's Liquors hosted their grand opening. Some wine and booze samples were available, as well as food and entertainment.
But maybe I might have changed and nothing to prove.
I just began to look at it. We have a lot of great foods out here, a lot of great wine and spirits, and wonderful things inside the store.
The store, located in the same building as CVS or the former Colella's, features a variety of liquors, foods, and much more. The business has been family-owned and operated at their Newton location since 1948. Owner Marty Siegel said he has enjoyed bringing the business to the Hopkinton community.
It's been wonderful. I think it's been wonderful. I think it's been great. The people seem to wanted us here from day one, and that made us feel great, and we're glad to be here.
Tim Kilduff was in attendance on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Well, you know, something's happening in Hopkinton of late. This is a good town.
Yep.
On its way to being a great town, in my opinion. And one of the reasons is the quality businesses that are now choosing the community, and yours is one of them.
Thank you.
So we're very, very happy to have you with us. This is just a little certificate from the Chamber welcoming you to the community.
Wow.
When people like you and your family invest in this community, it really adds to our reputation as a healthy community and a great place in which to live and do business. So
Thank you
very, very much for being here.
Wonderful thing you said. Thank you.
So on behalf of our state representative, Carolyn Dykema, for the 8th District of Middlesex County, she could not be here today, so she sent her citation that wanted it read from, be it hereby known that the Mass State House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Marty's Fine Liquor Wines in recognition of the joyous occasion of celebrating your grand opening in Hopkinton. The entire membership sends their very best wishes and expresses the hope of future for good fortune and continued success in endeavors. The 24th day of September 2016, Robert DeLeo, Speaker of the House, and Carolyn Dykema, your state representative.
Great. Oh my goodness. That's great.
Beautiful. Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Introduce people here too, so people know that they see two of them all the time, and they've already become friends.
Well, we have Rachel here, which is one of the store managers, great asset to the store, and Jason Campbell, and Abraham Werner, wine director. Great people. That's what makes a great store.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
It's all yours.
Congratulations to the team at Marty's and welcome to Hopkinton. With summer coming to an end, owner of Angels Garden Center, Jeff Doherty, shared with us why pollinator plants are an important addition to your garden to maintain our food source in his new segment on HCAM News called Tips from Angels.
Hi, my name is Jeff Doherty and I'm from Angels Garden Center. Today I wanted to give you a few hints about pollinator plants. And we're so fortunate to be in the end of the summer season going into fall and having all of these beautiful colors around us. Most of us think of fall as pumpkins and mums and fall asters, which are perennials. But there's many other plants that are crucial to saving our bees, and we call those pollinator plants. One of them is just to my left here, and this is a hydrangea. Hydrangeas have beautiful open florets on their flower, and it's something that the bees are attracted to. They love the pollen from this plant. I have quite a few perennials to my right, and a lot of us know that sedum, autumn joy, that pink, beautiful, dusty rose color are one of the things that bees are attracted to. We have a little bumblebee right on top of that floret right now. There's also the gaura, which has a nice pink with long stamens to it. That's another attraction. An herb or perennial flower called agastache or hyssop is a great attractor for honeybees. They love pulling that pollen from that flower. Coneflower is something that you probably already know about. Been in the garden for years, but now they have all these beautiful new interesting colors. This one's called Cheyenne Spirit, and that's an echinacea. One of the old-fashioned perennials that is a great attractor for butterflies, bees, hummingbirds is Asclepias, and that's butterfly weed as opposed to butterfly bush. Rudbeckia, or black-eyed Susan, is another old-fashioned plant, but it's a great pollinator. And honeybees will actually take those little yellow pollen sacs from the top of that flower and carry them inside or along the side of their body and bring them back to the hive. Those are crucial. Cardinal flower is another great one. And this is something that hummingbirds are attracted to because of the red color and because of the deep throat that flower has. These are all crucial to hummingbirds, to honeybees, to butterflies. These are all pollinator plants, and these are the insects that pollinate all of our food, whether it be a vegetable crop or the flowers. It is crucial to our lifeline, and bees are important to that. Without them, we will not have any food source. Thank you very much.
Jeff Doherty will have many great tips and great information on future editions of HCAM News with tips from Angels. Still to come on HCAM News, Courtney will get you up to date with programming coming up on our channels with the HCAM Insider. We have the latest in Hillers sports, and you'll hear from a well-known local photographer who recently spoke to Hopkinton High School students at the Center for the Arts. A lot more ahead. Stay tuned. HCAM News is supported by our viewers and by WPC Pest Control, a family-owned business for over 35 years. Owners Jim and Rebecca Mazzucchelli provide honesty, respect, and integrity, performing safe and effective pest control services. They service your home like it's their home.
And by Hopkinton Drug, located in this historic New England town since 1954. They are a multifaceted store dedicated to providing clients with an array of healthcare options.
Do you have what it takes?
Will you make a difference?
Always an adventure.
Police and fire working together.
Utilizing the latest technology.
Do you have what it takes?
Welcome back to HCAM News. Photographer Mark Chester, along with one of the models in his photos, Olga Kwasniewski, spoke to Hopkinton High School students at the Center for the Arts. Mark's photography collection features people of different ethnical cultures who became naturalized U.S. citizens residing in Massachusetts.
So Massachusetts is a mini United Nations, and when the 2010 census came out, I thought it would be a great project to find out all the people who are foreign-born and who are now residents of Massachusetts and naturalized citizens. So all the people that are in this show are naturalized U.S. citizens, and they've waited a while to become a citizen.
Photographer Mark Chester spoke to Hopkinton High School students at the Center for the Arts.
So all the participants volunteered to be part of this project. They chose the photograph that you see on the wall. I would photograph them for about 15 minutes, either at their home, their workplace, or a community setting that they chose. And they chose the photograph that they liked. and they will get a copy of this book as well as all the schools and libraries in Massachusetts.
Mark's photography embodies cultural landscapes, but rather than travel the world, he concentrates on the ethnic diversity in Massachusetts. His photography subjects are naturalized U.S. citizens from other countries living in the Commonwealth.
Hi, my name is Olga Kvasnivsky. Originally I'm from, as I said, Mark, I'm from Uzbekistan, and it's a former part of USSR. I think you've heard a lot about this big country. So in 1991, Uzbekistan became independent, and I will show you where it's like a world map, so you can see like.
One of his photography subjects, model Olga Kwasniewski, told her a very intriguing story.
31 million people, and it's 172,000 square miles. So I arrived to United States in 2001 with very limited English knowledge, but I thought I know very well. But the reality showed me I wasn't. So I started studying very hard because my goal was to get a higher education, and after passing the special test for English proficiency, I graduated Worcester State University with double major in psychology and early childhood education on the top 10 of my class, and I was accepted in National Honor Society of Psychology.
After studying hard to graduate college, Olga opened up a Thai restaurant in Holden and later was able to reestablish her modeling career.
And besides this, my professional career, I do modeling as well. I started in Russia doing my modeling, and I put on hold when I moved here. But then one day I said, like, you know what, it's something what I like to do. And I contacted agencies. I signed up with 3 agencies, and now I'm working on the runways in New York City, in Boston, Miami, you name it. And I was published in national magazines, fashion magazines. Actually, tonight I have another fashion show in Boston after that presentation. And I've been in the movies with the big Hollywood stars, Mel Gibson, Sandra Bullock, America Ferrera, Ben Affleck, Tommy Lee Jones. So why I'm so descriptive about my life here, I just wanted to show you like how a person with even no English, no language can come here and be successful, achieve their dreams and goals. So I think that you guys, like right now, at that point when you can make decisions for your future life, and you have to know you're the only one who has power to navigate in your life and achieve your dreams.
You can watch the full presentation on our YouTube page, youtube.com/HCAMTV, and also be on the lookout for the presentation airing on the HCAM channels. Hiller's fall sports are just about finished with the first month of the season, and so far it has been a very fun season to follow. Here's a look at all the Hiller's fall sports teams and how they made out during the first month of the season. It was a good month for Hiller's sports in September. They started off the fall season nicely. In boys cross country, they went 2-1 as they defeated Bellingham to open the season, and then a tough loss to Westwood, and then they beat Norton 27-29, a close race there. And of course, the lowest score is the winning score in cross country. In girls cross country, the Hillers had a perfect month, 3-0 in their first 3 meets. They got wins over Bellingham, Westwood, and Norton, and they did it in dominant fashion. Girls field hockey, they had a pretty good month as well. 4 wins, 1 loss, 2 ties. They started off the season with a 4-0 victory over Bellingham, and then a 1-1 tie on the road against Holliston. And then they defeated Westwood at home 1-0, and then a victory over Medway on the road 2-0, and then a tie against Dover Sherborne 0-0, followed by a win against Medfield 2-1, and then a tough loss to a very good Nipmuc team. Football had a pretty good month as well. They are 1-2 throughout the September games. thus far. They started off a season with a good game against Wayland, but came out on the short side. 16-14 was the final score in that one. And then a dominant victory over Medway, 26-11, and then a tough loss to Westwood, 45-20. In golf, the Hillers, good as usual, 8-2 overall. They started off with 3 straight wins, defeating Westwood, Ashland, and Dover Sherborne. They then had a tough loss at Medfield, as they just lost by 10 points. And then they had a nice win over Holliston on the road, and capped that off with a win against Bellingham, and then another win against Millis on the road, followed by a victory over Ashland at home, and then a tough loss to Dover Sherborne, but they would follow that up with a victory over Medfield. Hillers Golf 8-2 so far. Hillers boys soccer, they are 3-3-1. 3 wins, 3 losses, and a tie. They started off the season with a 4-0 victory over their arch nemesis Ashland Clockers, followed by a 1-0 loss to Dover Sherborne. They then beat Medfield, and then a pair of losses to a tough Norton and Holliston team, but they then beat Bellingham and tied Millis. Girls soccer on the season so far, they have 1 win, 3 losses, and 3 ties. They started off with a tough 1-0 loss against Ashland. They then tied Dover Sherborne at 1 apiece, and then they lost to Medfield and Norton, and then a tie against Holliston, and then they beat Bellingham 6-1, and then after that tied Millis in a very good game, 0-0. Hillers girls volleyball, they are off to an excellent start as well, 7-1 overall for the volleyball squad, and they started off with a pair of wins. They opened up the season with a shutout of Ashland, followed that up with a shutout of Millis. Then they lost to Barnstable, but then 2 more shutouts for Hillers volleyball as they took down Holliston and Bellingham 3-0. And then they beat Medfield 3-1, and then another shutout over Westwood 3-0 for Hillers volleyball. And they also followed that up with a shutout over Algonquin 3-0. Hillers volleyball 7-1 on the season, off to a great start for Hillers fall sports so far. Be sure to stay up to date with Hillers sports through our Facebook and Twitter page, as well as our website hcam.tv. As we head into October, a lot of programs are coming your way on the HCAM channels. Here's Courtney Taylor to tell you all about it with our HCAM Insider.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the HCAM Insider. On Friday, September 30th at 8 p.m., Scott Richardson discusses the GRLA firm and the Hopkinton Chamber of Commerce on Hopkinton Coffee Break.
The Chamber's here to help assist any business either in town or looking to come into town. They want to know any kind of permitting process. They have issues with just understanding how the town works, how town government works, what other assets of the town there are.
On Saturday, October 1st at 1:30 p.m., the Hillers girls soccer team takes on Millis. On Monday, October 3rd at 6:30 p.m., Amy Beck and Marlene Troops discuss the programs taking place at the Senior Center and how a person can receive outreach assistance on a new Senior View.
We have very active exercise programs. We have, pool playing. We have art programs. We have informational programs, whether they're history, whether they're hoarding, whether they're, weight programs.
At 7:30 p.m., Superintendent Dr. Kathy McLeod and Jim Cousins discuss the high school athletic field, the role of assistant superintendent, and get an update on the new elementary school building on highlights from the Hill.
If we see that, students need a particular reading program, we do a lot of research about what it is that we want to bring into the Hopkinton Public Schools, why we've chosen that particular program, what it's going to get us, and we know that there is no program that's perfect. So what might we need to augment that? What kinds of supplemental materials?
At 8:30 p.m., the advantages and disadvantages of the practice of telemedicine are discussed on Physician Focus.
It is just much more convenient for patients. The access to our care is improved. A lot of the barriers that Steve mentioned are reduced. And we really think it's better care in a lot of ways, sort of less restrictive, higher access care.
On Tuesday, October 4th at 6:45 p.m., the Board of Selectmen meeting will air live on HCAM TV. On Wednesday, October 5th at 6:30 p.m., the Hiller volleyball game against Millis will air live on HCAM Ed. At 7:30 p.m., Terry Malisi shows you how to make Halloween treats on The Gathering.
You're going to take a sliced almond and jam it in there, and there's your nail. Is that too cute?
And on All About Hopkinton at 8 p.m., Dee King discusses her high school counseling career and her path to becoming the Hopkinton High School athletic director.
The counselors at the high school work with all 4 grades. So I got exposure to working with students, grades 9 through 12, individual counseling, some group counseling, teaching classes, all those different things.
On Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m., the school committee meeting will air live on HCAM TV. On Friday, October 7th at 6:30 p.m., the Hiller volleyball game against Holliston will air live on HCAM Ed. If you want to know more about the shows we're producing here at HCAM, visit hcam.tv/connect, where you can sign up for our HCAM Insider newsletter. Or if you want to find out about events happening in Hopkinton, you can also sign up for our daily news updates. As always, thanks for watching HCAM. Now back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Courtney. That will just about do it for this edition of HCAM News. Don't forget to stay up to date with everything Hopkinton by checking out our website, hcam.tv, as well as our Twitter and Facebook page. Right now on our website, you can read about a new law and system that allows residents to vote for this year's presidential election prior to Election Day, and also view highlights of some of the latest events that took place in Hopkinton. If there is a photo, video, or story idea you would like to share with us, feel free to email me at news@hcam.tv. With your help, we'll cover even more of our community. For everyone here at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy. We leave you now with the current community listings and upcoming government meetings. Take care, and as always, thank you for watching HCAM.